Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to part two of the Gorge for the one-shot RPG system. Uh, Welcome here on this Sunday night. My name is Ryan from the Illusion Horror and Con, and we are presenting the last part of this scenario. Called the Gorge, inspired by the movie put on by Phzoul and his one-shot RPG system. And without kind of going into any big rant or raving tonight, the only announcement we have tonight is that the lovely community at the Illusion Horror and Con has, like I said before, and last week, has put together this kind of spring con community weekend. Its dates are May 2nd to May 4th. We have, I think it's about 40 games that are on tap. Right now, player submissions are open. You can do that on our website. See what's available at theillusionhorrorcon.events. Go to the tab Our Projects and click on Community Con, and you'll see all the dates, when the con is, and it's 100% online, games only. And I'd like to thank the SpringCon organizers who have put this together. Tom Murr is heading them all, but he has a bunch of others helping him out. I'd like to thank all of you folks as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's happening right now. And so, like I said, without kind of rambling on, enjoy part two of The Gorge with Phzoul and the rest of the awesome folks. And Mr. Phzoul, I will send it over to you.
Welcome everyone to part two of an adventure inspired by the Gorge. I say inspired by the Gorge because if you've watched the movie, it probably the first session probably will felt familiar, but tonight we're kind of going off the rails a bit, primarily because one of my players watched the movie who will remain unnamed. So we will, yeah, we'll be charting some new territory. Uh, so just a quick recap. So our characters, who will introduce themselves momentarily, they've all accepted, they're all mercenaries, special forces, and they've all accepted $5 million to kind of do a year tour protecting the gorge, a deep ravine, fog filled ravine. What's in it is unknown, although whatever is in there is trying to get out. So the characters are kind of the sentinels on the wall, last line of defense to keep this secret contained. So we will jump in with some player introductions, and maybe each of you can just kind of remind people which character you're playing, and we will start, I guess, in my screen here with Yarnage.
All right. My name as a person is Ryan, but I am playing Marcus Hawk Hawthorne. He is, as like the rest of the characters, someone with some military experience. He spent a year in Iraq. Then afterwards, he left the American Marines. He went down to Syria, fought with the YPG there. And afterwards did a contract tour in the International Legion in Ukraine, and has since come and been enticed to the Gorge for sweet $5 million in cash.
Awesome. Julio.
Hey, Julian Duque here. I'm playing Luciano Fernandez, also known as Lucifer. He's a Black Ops sniper that has been deployed in the Middle East, Afghanistan, and some other areas taking care of bad people. He doesn't care about anything but just the thrill of seeing how they fall like flies. And he's not here for the money, just for the fun of it.
Awesome. And Baz.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Yeah, I go by the name of Baziel. Friends call me Baz. I'm going to be playing for you Mickey Doc Sykes tonight. He's a Navy corpsman / Navy SEAL on top of it. He's spent time in both Iraq and Afghanistan. He's been on the teams for the past 4.5 years, and yeah, he got wind of this particular assignment. All his family's gone different ways. He has one brother who's also on special teams for Green Berets, so he doesn't see him very often either. So he thought, what the hell? He'll give this a shot. What's 1 year, right? So yeah, that's why I'm here now. Hopefully, we'll see what happens with him next.
All right. Well, we will pick up where we left off. In the aftermath of the attack or during the night by strange creatures, and Hawk, you caught a glimpse of one of them, black, inky, tentacly, teeth in the darkness. You managed to fire off a shot, forcing it to hitting your target, causing it to plummet back into the depths. But the following morning, your task is to go along the gorge and restock the ammo for the auto turrets, check the defenses, restock the mines, and you decided to split up. So Hawk and Lucifer went in one direction, at which point they spotted a drone coming down over the mountains and decided to hide in the forest to elude detection. At the other end of the gorge, Murdoch and Mickey or Doc were going about their duties when Murdoch posed a question that he had posed earlier when you had first met. The question was, "What do you call a soldier who'd do anything for 5 million?" And his answer to that was an idiot for accepting when he could have sold out the mission to someone willing to pay him 20. And in that moment, he took his pistol out and shot Doc, sending him falling off the edge of the gorge and darkness. All right, so Baz, you're dead. Go on to the next character. No, joking. um,
I objection.
yeah, that's right.
Where I can come up with.
Yeah. No, you wake. So you see this. So if you look in roll 20 there, you can see the rim and how there's that. And over here, you can see the mines dangling from this kind of barricade down over the lip. So you'll actually wake up, and you're lying on that metal grate. There's your head is pounding. You kind of instinctively reach up and come away with blood on your fingertips, but you're alive. The bullet just grazed you, knocked you, perhaps either that or the fall knocked you unconscious. You're not sure how long, but one thing you know for certain is that Murdoch is a traitor.
That son of a bitch! I'm gonna get his ass. So I'm assuming now that that happened. I avoided peril, so I check one of those boxes.
So the avoid peril, mechanic. You know what? I tend to be I tend to be a bit more of a lenient GM, unlike some other GMs we know. So since I didn't give you a roll, I won't take an avoid peril from you.
Okay.
All right. So you wake up.
And I'm assuming he's gone, right?
You're looking up. You're like, you don't see any sign of Murdoch, but you're down on the grate, and you can get to your feet. It's a bit precarious, but it did save your life. And I will say, so as you get up, we'll say that there are kind of space periodically. There's kind of rungs into the cliff wall where you can climb up. But as you get to your footing, something beneath you, down just below the layer of fog, maybe 10 feet down, you hear something moving, almost like a skittering across the stone.
Once he realizes that, he's not going to waste time. He just, oh hell. Yeah, so he doesn't. He literally scrambles as fast as he can to get.
Okay, let's start with the skull die. Give me a skull die.
Yeah, no skulls. No skulls.
No skulls. You reach
Right.
you reach the metal ladder, and quickly haul yourself up onto the surface.
All right. Well, he's going to first keep an eye out, look around to see if he sees Murdoch anywhere. Second, he would have had his weapon with him. Would it fallen with
Yeah.
him or fell? Okay.
So was sorry, was it? It would have been an assault rifle. Your
Yeah.
sidearm,
Well,
we'll say,
it's
is
the
in your thing.
small one. Well, you know what? No, he would have taken the assault rifle with him just because it was right after that attack. He would want to be prepared. You know what I mean? So
You know what?
it's
I'm
yeah.
going to be a bit mean in this case because you would have fallen. I guess it could. Let's just go 50-50, odd or even. You can pick.
Okay.
So
Okay.
one or the other. Let's say odd. It fell on the ground. Even it went over the side. So go ahead. Just you can roll any die you want. 2. So even it went over the edge, unfortunately, but you do
Okay.
have your
So
pick.
it normally would have been lanyard to my web gear
Oh,
and
okay, so good. If it's
but
lanyard,
no, no,
then
no. We're gonna say that the thing with the whip of it it's ripped
yep.
itself free and went flying into the gorge. So all he has now is his Sig 226 pistol. So as far as
Okay.
weapons.
So it's very. So I'm going to ask you, and your answer is going to be very important. What do you do?
Okay, first I want to figure out. Okay, where is everybody? Number one, are the other are both Lucifer and Hawk way on the other end of the gorge?
They would be, yep. But you're not sure how much time has passed. Maybe they've come back to the tower, but nobody has obviously come looking for you. Actually, you're a medic, right? Your character, so you
Correct.
probably
Yeah.
know. I mean, you wouldn't have been unconscious for hours. You figure maybe 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes might have
Okay.
gone
Well,
by.
he would have gotten up there. He would basically try to survey the scene. He would as stealthily as he possibly could make his way back to the tower looking for Murdoch, and then if he sees the other two, he probably will warn them about what just happened.
Okay. So you will notice, Lucifer and Hawk, you took shelter in the forest. The actual drone itself goes right down the entirety of the gorge. It will pass the tower, and Doc, you will actually see the drone sweeping in your direction. What do you do with respect to the drone?
If I got a good shot on it, I'm going to blow it out of the sky.
Okay.
Said he would look for that. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so go ahead. Give me a shot. So roll the skull die here. Um,
Okay.
you're a pretty good marksman. Drones are not overly, they're fairly vulnerable. So go ahead. Uh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh no! The skull! I got hit by the skull!
Lose the pistol too.
No!
all right. So here's what happened. So basically, you fire off some shots, wing the drone. The drone will start to spin and sputter. Makes a lot like it actually. Its motor actually kind of accelerates, like, as it
Right.
spirals down. Um,
Right.
Hawk, you and Lucifer can hear the shots echoing down down the gorge. You can probably see I'm assuming you were both watching the drone, so you can see it spiral. But as for the skull die, so the skull, it basically means the GM does whatever they kind of want. It's not, it can be connected to the event or it can't be. But in this particular case, uh, you'll actually hear behind you. Uh, I thought you were dead, and and there'll be.
Oh no.
I can't believe I
So
was this.
the check is in the mail. Just saying.
So two shots will ring out on you. You're gonna have to roll two skull die because he's a kind of a threat level 2 villain. And so what you don't want is you're gonna roll 2 skull die. If a skull comes up on either one, you're going to lose and avoid peril.
Okay. Oh, Jesus
Yep.
H.
So
So
you're going to lose and avoid peril. And I'm going to say you're pinned behind one of the auto turrets. So you're kind of crunched down. You've got
Right.
so you've got the gorge on one side, kind of a short distance in the forest on the other. But
Yeah.
he knows where you are. You're in cover behind one of the auto
He's like
turrets.
praying. behind the dam.
So I'm going to
Okay.
switch to Hawk and Lucifer.
Mhm.
So you would have heard some gunfire, and you would have seen the drone, which I will get rid of now. The drone spiral down into the fog. What are the two of you doing?
I'll look over to Lucifer and say, do you think that was us? I don't think those monsters have guns.
That definitely wasn't a beast. I think maybe Doc might be in danger.
Let's go take a look. A question to the
Yes.
GM. I know you said we heard the sounds of Doc firing on the
correct.
drone. Would we have heard the shots of Murdoch
From
shooting
Murdoch.
Dr. Jim?
No, because last time I indicated that he was using a silencer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, should have clarified that.
Bastard.
That's true. Mhm.
I mean, either way, if I hear gunfire and I see the drone go down, I'll move in that direction.
So both of you are going to head towards the gunfire.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
But
you can start heading.
stealthy.
Oh.
I'm not going like just
You're not
right
running.
ahead and just yeah.
You're going stealthy. Okay, that means it's going to take you longer, which means maybe Baz or maybe Doc. We'll see how Doc fares out. But you can hear Murdoch. He'll yell out. He goes, "No hard feelings, eh? You would have done the same. 20 million, right?"
He just kind of stares at him with a glare. Just, probably holding. He's got shot in the back, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
This
Well,
time?
so how avoid peril works is that
Yeah.
it kind of negates the damage. So you would have dived. You would have
Okay,
dived
so
into cover
he
before he hit
literally
you.
dives behind the turret,
Yeah.
and literally it grazed by him. He's still grazed on his head from the first
Yeah.
shot. So he's probably holding that, and he's kind of just giving this dirty look and trying to cover himself or
Right.
at least
Well,
hide
hey.
behind the turret as much as possible.
Okay. Well, hey, why don't we do a deal? You help me kill the other two, and I'll cut you in for a little extra.
Yeah, let me think about that. Mm, no deal. And he pulls up the SIG 226 and fires off a couple more rounds directly at him.
Okay. So this exchange of gunfire, we'll say you and him can exchange some gunfire. I will give you a skull die roll in a moment. But Hawk, you and Lucifer are going up the side of the gorge. You're at the tower. You know that Doc and Murdoch are on the other side. You will So you will notice just visually on the far side of the gorge, you'll notice that the ladies on the other side, the gunshot did echo, right? So you'll notice that they have basically appeared, and I want you to give me look on your skills, anything related to situational awareness, to just be in tune with your environment. If you have a skill, if one of your descriptions applies to that, then roll the skull die, and if you get anything but the skull, you're going to succeed. Otherwise, you'll need a 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, I don't have any feat related to.
Okay, so you just need a 4, 5, or 6. So give me a roll. Ah, nice. Okay,
5.
that's fine. So on the other side, you'll note, we'll say that Irina, you could probably, it's quite a distance, but you can probably, you're familiar enough with them that you can kind of loosely tell who is who. But you will note that Irina on the far side goes to the edge of the gorge, and then she just topples off the side, falls into it, and then a few seconds later, the gunshot rings out.
So this is separate gunfire from the opposite side of the
That's
gorge.
correct. And Lucifer, that was a sniper.
From I can
I
pretty
get-
much estimate it was from this side of the tower or the other side.
give me another skull die roll. We'll say you're skilled
Because
on
now
this.
I might know about these things. 4.
That's right. Yeah. So that's a good roll. You think based on the shot, it came from the other side, up up behind their tower, and in fact, as you're looking across with a four with a 5 or the 4, what I'll give you is you can actually see descending on the far side, through the forest, so descending towards their tower are what looks like soldiers. If you're going to roll 20, you can see
Ooh, okay.
it's a squad, so it's about 6 of them coming down, and within a few seconds, gunfire erupts on the far side as the ladies all of a sudden they realize, they kind of get caught off guard, but there's a firefight going on the other side of the gorge. What would you like
I
to do?
immediately tell Hawk, we are under attack. The other
Ooh.
side are being under attack.
I'll look in that direction. Can I see any of this?
You can see that. Yep, you can see that there's now a sustained firefight on the other side as this group of unknown operatives is moving in on the east tower.
How far roughly is the opposite tower?
Well, you know that. So it would be a snipe. So it's not necessarily an assault rifle shot. It would be a sniper rifle shot. But you could switch to semi and try to take some shots. But it would be, it's a tough shot. But
Mhm.
I believe you have one of the world's best snipers with you.
I will get into
Yeah.
position, of course. I'm going to support them from here and get into position and start like shooting at
Okay.
bad guys.
And there's more gunfire coming on your side further down in the direction that Baz or Doc was. So before I switch back to him to resolve the gunfire, what just tell me. So Lucifer, you are getting in position. You're going to support the other side.
Yeah, I support the other side, and I tell Hawk, you go and investigate who is shooting at us on this side.
All right.
Call me if things get hot.
If you hear someone scream, you know I need help. And
Okay.
I'll go.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll run. I'll try to be, combat aware, keep low, try to keep the cover, but I'll be moving a little bit quicker than I was before.
Okay, so you start moving, Doc. You're behind one of the auto turrets. He's behind one of those satellite dishes, the cloakers, and you're basically both putting your guns out and just emptying clips at each other. Let's see if you get lucky. So here's the deal. Same as before. I'd like you to roll 2 skull die. And you don't want a skull.
Yeah, I don't. We're
You know what?
taking
I'm going to
2.
throw actually, you know what? The fact that you both have cover cancels kind of any advantage on that out.
Yeah, I would expect it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so far so good. Whew,
All right.
we're good. We're good.
So you fire off your rounds. Oh, you hear him kind of grunt as he takes a hit, and he will. He's running.
Oh no! Don't you think you're getting away from that quick, you son of a bitch? he takes,
You're going to
literally
chase
gets up.
after him.
On his way out, he literally, if he can get out from behind the gun turret, if he's got a shot at him as he's running away, because unless he's got, I don't know what kind of cover he's got, he's gonna shoot him directly in the back. He'll shoot him if he's going away. Doesn't matter.
I'll give you a chance to do some parting shots. So just
Oh,
like
yeah.
and just so that everybody is aware of the system, just like characters, notable NPCs also have avoid peril boxes, depending on their skill, depending on how much of an importance they are. So yeah, go ahead. Give me
Okay.
2. Give me 2 rolls again. Again, you're not in danger this time, but he is trying to avoid. So I'm just going to make it kind of a disadvantage roll. So go ahead.
He's going.
Roll.
Well, he's going to take his time. He just kind of squeezes one.
Yeah.
All right, you son of a bitch. And he fires 2 rounds off. 1, 2, and no skull die.
So yeah. So he actually staggers forward as another round hits him, and he'll you know, he yells out, "Damn it! Stop shooting me!" as he as he goes. So he does take the hit, and you realize after you've shot him the second time, he's wearing a vest. So he'll kind of sprint forward, and just as Hawk is kind of appearing, I'm going to switch back to Lucifer. Would you like to take some shots? So I'm not going to give any penalty here. They are kind of engaged in a firefight. Uh, just a reminder to everyone that you have bonus die. Those bonus die also can be spent to do another roll, but they can also be used for a bonus action. So in a combat round, if you want to spend all 3, you could do 4 attacks. So I'm going to give you 1 combat round of surprise attack, Lucifer. If you want to use some of your bonus die, you can, which means you're just going to crack off the shots before they get to do anything on the far side. So there are 6 enemies.
I will take shot at 2 right in their heads.
So do you want to spend 1 of your bonus die?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So go ahead. As long as you don't get the skull. And in this case, a skull it's a hard shot, but you're good. So as long as you don't get the skull, you're fine. But a skull will only be a miss. Nothing negative. Nothing negative beyond that.
First shot. 4. Second
One of them
shot.
goes down.
Second shot. 3. Awesome. Yeah.
So you swiftly crack off 2 shots, and 2 of them are down before they kind of realize what was going on, and they'll now force them into cover and give the women a bit of a breather. Hawk, you see Murdoch running, staggering, kind of running towards you. And as soon as he sees you, he yells out, "Doc, he's gone crazy. He's trying to kill me."
I'll have my gun ready, but not.
So he's going to run past you. Doc, you kind of appear. You see Hawk, and I will say you can hear what Murdoch said.
He's full of shit. I tell you, Hawk, he literally shot me, tried to push me over shoot me into the gorge. I fell on that wreck right down there. It's
who's the one running? You do see Doc.
Blood's trickling off my head. My head's. You see this up here? I did not do this to myself. All right, it's a lying son of a bitch.
I'll give you one. So you look and Murdoch. When you look at Murdoch, he goes, "Well, aren't you going to shoot him?"
Wait. All right. I'll take a step back. I'll kind of try to get myself some cover from both people. I'll have my gun level out there. I can go between them. Like, all right, everyone settle down here. There's enough here trying to kill us without us doing each other. Just go through, point your weapons down. I'll figure this all out.
I don't have time for this. He pops out a grenade and tosses it in your direction.
Shit!
What?
At the same time, he brings the gun up and starts running again as he's going to fire towards Doc. But so here's the deal: both of you have to roll 2 skull dice. No, actually, I'll say he's only a level 2 villain, so I'm going to say each of you roll a skull die. I'll split it. So go ahead, Hawk. Roll your skull die.
Are you talking
2?
Yep, and Doc, you have to roll 1 too, because he's kind of throwing the grenade and firing at the same time. But I'll split his kind of his die pool between the 2 of you.
5. I'm good.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to return fire now.
Yeah, I've already I've used 4 rounds from my 17 round clip. So yeah, he's gonna shoot.
So the grenade actually, when he threw it too far. It went over the side and it exploded. and its explosion caused some of the mines to go off. So there's like a boom, 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 kind of a chain reaction behind you.
Well, that ain't good.
So go ahead, give me your rolls.
All right. Yeah, I just couldn't do 2, so 2 shots.
Yeah. So you both returned fire, and Murdoch takes the hits, and he collapses. He was running for the trees. He collapses just before he reaches the trees. He goes down in a hail of gunfire. Just as a team of 6 of these guys emerge, and they will immediately open fire on the 2 of you. Both give me 1 skull die again to kind of sprint in behind the tower.
All right. 4.
I'm good.
All right. So they, you took them a bit by surprise. So you're both in around. You got the tower for cover as you realize there are the special forces squad on either side coming in. Back to Lucifer. They were kind of engaged in close quarter combat on the far side. So you have an advantage on them. I'll give you another combat round. You want to do 1 attack, or do you want to spend another bonus die and do 2?
This is before I notice what's happening on this side.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay,
You'll get
so
1
yeah,
action. Okay.
I'm happy. I'm going to shoot twice again.
Okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
taking
Give me
care
2
of
rolls.
people. 5 and 2. Head,
2
head.
more shots. So you're like just lethal. You're just sending, aim, fire, a guy drops. Aim, fire, a guy drops. They're now the 2 guys that are left that you see. They're fully scrambling for cover, and that's when, of course, there's a huge explosion as the grenade goes off, and it sets off all the mines that happen. Kind of you swing around, and you can see that Doc and Hawk have taken cover behind the tower. And as you're kind of looking at them, that's when you'll see something appear above the. It's kind of the mountains that are surrounding you. Something appears up and over them and is coming down the mountain, sweeping towards the gorge. Although it won't be at your position yet, and that you can look and roll 20, and you can see that it is a combat helicopter. You would all recognize it. It's an Mi-24 Hind. You realize that this has gone to shit fast. Who's attack? This is a full scale. Well, it's not a full scale army attack, but it is a full scale attack on the Gorge installations. All right, over to you guys. So we have Lucifer kind of not engaging with anyone at the moment, but seeing the helicopter, Hawk and Doc hiding behind the tower. The tower is pretty fortified. Maybe not against a helicopter, but
Are you able to get into the tower?
you can. I'll say there's a couple of access points, and it has steel reinforced doors, so you and Doc can get inside if that's what you want. You do know that there is that, remember, on the upper balcony there is there's a minigun turret.
Yeah. In the armory that's there wouldn't happen to be any man-portable air defense systems that are targeting aircraft.
I would say there probably would be RPGs. So
right. Nothing. No guided weapons, stingers, javelins.
I would say probably not, only because the system wasn't built to. There's never been an attack from the air. That seems like it seems to be like a flaw, but whatever's going on, the designers of this place never really anticipated such an attack.
All right.
We have 1 radio in the tower, correct?
That's
there
correct.
Is a radio.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Remember, it's just a button that you push, and then they will contact you. That's how it works. Yeah.
Well, then the first thing that you know Doc's going to do is run, get himself, go to the armory, at least grab himself an assault rifle, and maybe have 5 or 6 magazines, then get to that button and smack that button.
Okay, that's what you're doing. Hawk,
Yes.
you're going to the armory as well,
Mhm.
grabbing an RPG. And
Yeah.
Lucifer, so you're outside. Yeah. So what's your plan?
My plan is a .338 Lapua Magnum shot through the windshield and see if I can take care of
Oh,
the
you're gonna try and
pilot.
fire at the. Oh,
This is a
okay,
tough one, but I mean, this is what I have in
interesting.
my hand right now.
Is the
Yep.
hind firing on the tower?
What I said is it just appeared this round, so it won't act till next round. Which means that this is a very, very long shot. If you want to wait around till it gets closer, it's going to be an easier shot. But in this particular case, but you never know. I'll actually reverse the skull die. So you're going to roll the skull, and if you get the skull, you got lucky. Combination of luck and skill, or you can wait around for it to get closer.
I will prefer to wait. I'm just preparing for the right moment to shot.
Okay.
We
Okay.
cannot rush this out. This needs to be a perfect one.
Okay. So inside, you've got the Hawk. You and Doc can. You've got your rocket launcher, whatever weapons you wanted to grab, up to the tower where the radio control is, and so on this round, so we will say the hind now sweeps down. So you're going to have a choice here, Lucifer. As you're outside, you're sighting the hind. All of a sudden, that special forces team appears from behind the tower on either side, uh, uh, kind of flanking you a bit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they've noticed you yet. But if you open fire, they probably will. So you're gonna have a choice. You've got these guys on right, and then the helicopter. Uh, and as for the hind itself, uh, it will open fire. So a couple of missiles will go off, and it flies. And as you're watching, so I'm going to say actually, Doc, just as you get up and you're reaching for the button to press it,
Yeah.
uh, you can actually see out through the window of the front tower. You see the east tower. The missiles come in. They strike it. The tower kind of explodes, and out of the balcony and leaping over it uh, is Draza. She actually into the midair, and she just free falls down into the gorge. But at the last minute, uh, you'll see a chute actually deploy, but she disappears into the fog beneath on the gorge as the east tower kind of crumbles and falls after her. You don't know the fate
So
of the
so
other.
the hind
Of,
the hind shot on the east tower
that's correct.
and did
Yeah.
basically blew it apart, and she went flying. Okay.
That's correct. And but I'm going to retcon something
Hmm.
because we didn't really get into what the two of you had talked about when you were kind of doing the
No, it was just
whiteboard. But
flirting more than anything else.
one of the things would have been hobbies, and you would have learned. So you remember one of the things that she had posted up about her hobbies was base jumping.
Base jumping. All right. Okay.
So Lucifer, I think I'm gonna. So yeah, we're gonna start this off. The hind is obviously focused on the east tower. You've got these 6 guys that have appeared. What would you like to do?
So I have my last bonus die, right?
Yep.
This is my last one. So yes, I'm going to shoot through the windshield to see if I can take the pilot down. And I'm
Okay.
going to get ready to get my gun and disappear from here. So let's see. Shot 3.
The shot ramp. So the hind is a bit of a challenging target, just because it's moving and it's armored. But I'll say that because of your skill, so a normal soldier, I would say probably this would be a lot tougher call, but you crack off the shot. I'll say that whether you killed the pilot or not, you're not sure, but the hind veers. It kind of it kind of veers off based on it. Now you have a second action. You want to spend that? So you have three choices here. Do you want to spend it on the hind again? Do you want to switch to the 6 guys, or do you want to disappear?
Disappear. I'm going to
Okay.
use my feet. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Okay, so give me the skull die. So only on a skull will one of the 6 guys spot you as the gunshot kind of grabs their attention. So go ahead, give me the
Five.
roll.
5.
Nice. So you kind of roll out of the way, and
Yes.
you make it to the you make it in behind one of the turrets, or at least out of sight. Meanwhile, Doc and Hawk are trapped inside the tower. Uh, you'll see that the hind has kind of veered off. What are the two of you doing?
I'm gonna put the RPG down.
Okay.
First off, have I received any kind of response on the radio?
You've pressed the button. Unfortunately, they never said how long does it take for someone to respond.
Well,
Uh,
seeing that the other tower just got blown up, he's not wasted time. So he's already got the assault rifle with him. Then he's gonna, if he knows about the minigun that's up on the top, which he actually used one of the ones that leans
That's
over,
right. That's correct. Yeah.
So he'll probably jump in try to get up there and get in one of those and try to get that hind before it fires rockets on this tower. So
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hawk.
I was gonna say, while he's doing that, is the looking at the photo, it looks like that there's only like 1 or 2 entrances into the this kind of fortified tower at the base.
That's
Is
correct. Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
say there's one at the rear and one at the front.
All right. So whatever would make the most sense, I'm going to try to kind of defend where we're at from a bottleneck point. I'm worried about the ground forces coming in out there from below. So if I find a spot where either watching the doors, or if it kind of like goes into a stairwell or a hallway, anywhere is where I can post up and just bottleneck to one point, I can just kind of guard this one spot to be
Okay.
able to keep anyone from sneaking up on us.
Okay. So over the next the seconds seem to crawl. You race your way down. That special forces team, yeah, they're not about to they're breaching. So in fact, the one of the doors into the tower, they'll use shape charges or whatever. They'll breach it, so it will blow in. Um, the first guy comes through. You're set up, so I'll give you a roll, Lucifer. So you've circled around. You can see that this squad, their goal is to take the tower. So they're breaching up top. So Doc, you get into the minigun turret. You'll see that the Mi-24, it's not really repositioning itself for an attack. It's descending. It's going to disappear into the fog. It's landing. It's heading down into the gorge.
in that case, he's going to aim the fire. If he's got an angle, he'll aim the fire at the special forces guys.
Oh well, if you kick if you kick your thing and pivot forward,
Yeah, exactly.
that will give you the angle. Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
we'll say these guys think they have the drop on you, but you've got Hawk set up just inside the door, Lucifer watching them from a distance and Overwatch, and then you've just suddenly kicked up over the edge with
Yeah.
a minigun. So are the three of you, Lucifer? Are you going to engage these guys as well?
I am in position, hidden. I now have my gun, which
Yeah.
has a suppressor, and I will go and start taking one by one,
Okay,
stealthy.
so here's what we're going to do. There's 6 of these guys. So we will start with Hawk since he was on Overwatch. Then we'll switch to Lucifer. We'll save the minigun for last. So just as an FYI, automatic weapons, if the situation is right, they give you bonus attacks. So Hawk, the first guy comes in. If you're going fully automatic, I would give you 2 actions. So go ahead. Give me
Alright.
your. I guess you can roll 2 skull die as long as you don't get a skull. Then yeah. So
1 skull, 1 5.
basically, here's the deal. He comes in firing, you're firing. Normally, you would have killed each other, but you're going to lose and avoid peril, and he's going to be taken out with the 5. So the first guy goes down. Lucifer, you're using a fully automatic gun at this point. You're just going to pop up and there are these sniping shots.
No, this is not a sniper. This is a gun.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead. I'll give you 2 rolls as well.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's do the first one. It is a 2. And the second one, it is a 6.
All right. So all of a sudden from behind, they're kind of returning fire in your position, but no shots. One of the guys goes down. These guys do have some armor on, but as Doc pivots over, let's see, Vulcan cannon, like a minigun. How about this? Roll 6 dice, six skull die. If you
Oh
get a
God.
skull, it just means a miss.
Oh, it's just gonna be okay. Thank God, because otherwise, I'm not gonna blow up in this thing.
No negatives except for the miss.
Okay, so all right, here
All
we
of a
go.
sudden, they hear the whirring, and one of the guys looks up and goes, and they start to scramble. But just roll 6 dice,
All right, here we
or
go.
six skull die. Yeah,
1,
1, 2.
3. Oops,
That's
4,
okay.
5, 6. So one of them
So,
misses. The rest of them.
and all of a sudden, they just kind of explode from the well, the
Vaporized.
3,000 rounds a minute. The shells are raining down all around. So between Hawk and Lucifer doing their surgical strikes, and you finishing them off, all 6 special forces. I'm here. All right, so
Okay,
guys.
go ahead.
He even shot the DM.
That's right. So all of a sudden, the smoke's clearing. You realize that the attack on your side of the gorge is over.
Okay,
The
that's good.
team is dead.
Wow. And there is no Mordok, right?
The helicopter has disappeared into the gorge, so it's gone down into the. It's disappeared into the fog. You see the
And
rubble of the
Cheers,
west
rotors.
you see the rubble of the east tower on the far side. What would you like to do?
Doc's gonna immediately get on the binoculars and try to see who's alive, or if not alive, out on the other side.
Well, you know that Draza disappeared into the gorge. When you look
Yes.
on the far side, you will see a couple of these. There were 2 of these guys left alive. They're retreating they're kind of pulling back into the forest, but you don't see any sign of any other survivors.
I want to take a look at one of those guys to see if there is any identifiable mark.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Who is
you
these
do.
people?
You go over and check one of them, and you are actually taken aback. You're stunned when you kind of tattooed onto the forearm is a military ID number and the symbol of the SS from World War II. Yeah.
Fucking Nazis?
Well,
This is
okay.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
dog,
suddenly it's like,
look at this. Besides
Holy
monsters,
shit.
we are fighting the Nazis.
That just can't be. I've heard of it. Well, this must be one of those neo-Nazi teams I've heard about.
yeah, could just be some people use that symbol. Doesn't really mean anything, but the ID number underneath it looks legit.
And
So
all
it
their
does
gear.
remind me of a military ID number.
Sorry?
Or so it does remind me of a
It does.
military
Yeah,
ID
it does.
number.
It seems to have some. It's not just random numbers. It seems to have some system to it. Now, again, this whether or not you would recognize it is probably not specifically, because that's like 75 years ago or something like that. So,
Any communication devices?
They probably would have some communication devices. They would be on a scrambled frequency, so
Okay.
you can. You're probably not picking up a lot of chatter, and if it is, it would be scrambled.
But can I send a message?
Oh, just short range. You could send a message to
To whatever is listening. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
I will do. Hey, nice try, Fokers. Come at us again. I will turn it off.
Well,
and at this,
Doc's. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you'll hear some laughing coming from over by some.
Is it Murdoch? Still laying there like bloody and bloody.
It is. Yeah, he's bloodied. He's laying there.
Yeah. Yeah. Doc's gonna load a fresh clip puts a new round into the SIG, and waltzes over there and basically holds holds the pistol to his knee, and says, "All right, I need you to tell me everything that's going on here. Who are those guys? Are you a Nazi?"
Told you, I'm just doing it for the money. He goes, but what? You didn't think that what? You don't think that some of them survived? You don't think that their legacy still existed? Frankly, I don't give a damn, but they want what's ever in the gorge. And there's not a damn thing you can do to stop them.
Well, I know one person who's not going to do anything more about it. That'd be you.
I fucked the system, he says. The cannons, they're down.
He's fighting the urge. He's fighting the urge.
I don't wait. I just take my gun and shot him.
You do it.
You walk up. Oh yeah.
Doc would have hesitated, like, and you followed right behind it. At that point, he's like, "Well, good." And I think Doc is going to go try and find as a SEAL, he's definitely done, jumps, halo jumps, probably some base jumps, etc. So he's going to look for a parachute and get one to try to strap it on as quickly as possible and look roughly the same spot where he saw her last go through. And her chute
so she would be more on the other side. There's two ways to go into the gorge. There probably would be some parachutes, but you can also but parachuting down makes it difficult to get back up. You can actually, there's also ropes, so you could just kind of drop ropes down and kind of climb down the cliff wall. But yeah, so it's up to you, however you want to do it. I will. So two things. So Lucifer, as you walk up to Murdoch, he'll look and he goes, "What do you say? I'll split 50-50 with you. 10 million, you let me live."
I'm not here for the money.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Shut.
And smiling Murdoch is gone.
So if there's ropes, then I think Doc will rappel down simply because it's safer. Because base jumping directly into a veil of fog. Well, she had no choice in the matter. It's either that or get blown up. So he, on the other hand, can rappel down. So that's probably what he's going to do.
So as you're gathering the gear, so Hawk, you see that Hawk and Lucifer, you see Doc's getting ready to go into the gorge. What did the two of you? What's your headspace at?
Go up to him, make whoa! What you got there? What's going on?
Oh, I've got to go down.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
She went down. She literally drawing a blank on her name.
Draza.
Drozda. Drozda.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drozda. She, you know, the one I was talking with, flirting with over, over the binoculars and everything. We're doing the signs and everything. She literally, just before that tower blew up, she took a nosedive directly. I did a complete and utter base jump directly into the gorge. I watched the chute open up just as it was going through that fog. Now, I ain't gonna let her go down there by herself. She's gonna need some help. Now, it's up to you. You want to stay up here? That's fine. I understand it. There's plenty of medical equipment up there. I think you can take care of anything you really need on your own. But I'm going. So yeah. So he'll basically armor himself up with ammo and maybe a few grenades and whatever, and yeah, start to rappel down.
And I thought I was crazy. Mm-hmm.
All right. Just as you're getting ready to rappel down, you'll hear a sequence of an electronic sequence as the radio activates.
Oh shit. Well, then he's gonna go ahead and all right, see what it says.
This is command.
Yeah. Command. This is this is Corman Mickey Sykes. We've had a problem here. Been attacked by men dressed in black tactical gear. Well, they literally have Nazi symbols on their arms. They attacked us, tried to kill us. We have eliminated them. They have also, in a hind helicopter, has blown up the east side tower with at least two missiles.
They did cut you right off. Is the gorge secure?
No, sir. It's not secure right now. Not at all. Half of the mines have blown up. Several of the guns, I believe, Murdoch, the one who came with us, has literally sabotaged the system, and it's not secure. Now, I'm trying to go in and save one of the other Russian girls that had to jump down in there, but this is a situation. We need whatever help you can bring or send, and that's all he says.
There'll be a moment of silence on the other end as they try to quickly absorb the situation. And you'll hear a woman come on. You recognize her. It was Morrigan, the woman who interviewed you. And she's like, "This is Doc Sykes."
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is Doc Sykes.
We don't have a lot of time. I understand
No,
your
ma'am.
situation is dire. You're going into the gorge.
Yes, ma'am.
We have attempted a remote uplink to our systems there and are receiving a system failure. Is there any chance of getting the system back online?
Well, I don't know, ma'am. I'm not the technical side of things. He looks
Fine,
over to
yeah, she'll say, fine. Very well. There will be no assistance coming for you soon, Doc. Do you understand, Mr. Sykes? Do you understand that? It will take some time for reinforcements to arrive.
I understand that, ma'am. I'm more concerned about keeping the gorge contained, considering there's plenty of demons down there, and we certainly don't want to unleash that on the world. So, no, ma'am. I understand that, and I fully accept that. I just want to make sure that you are aware of the situation, and you can do whatever you can to secure the gorge. I am going down in order to save that woman.
Very well. Mr. Sykes, I'm afraid that given the situation, we have to implement our final measures, the stray dog protocol. If you can confirm that the gorge is secure upon entry and get back to the West Tower and reactivate the communications, then we will abort. But failing that, if we do not receive a communication from you in 2 hours, we're going to have to nuke you from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. You understand?
Forgive me, ma'am. I thought maybe you said nuke. You're going to send nuclear warheads this way. I don't remember. Stray dog. Is that what you're talking about there?
Indeed. What is in the gorge must not be allowed to escape. If it is
What?
not secure, we must take all measures to secure it. Do you understand?
And how soon do you need to? And what time frame do I got with this? How much time?
We will initiate launch in 2 hours.
I understand, ma'am. I will leave
have-
any other questions over to my compatriots here.
You have until then to report back.
Yes, ma'am. And he
Good luck.
basically he tosses whatever to, or I don't know. I guess yeah. So he just looks at Hawk and Lucifer's like, I gotta go, man. I don't know what you guys should do, but see what I can do about getting communications up. See what's going on. Get help with what's going on down below. Do we have communicators and stuff like that that might be able to?
You can probably have
shortwave?
short range. You can have short range radios. Yep, for each other.
Okay.
Sure,
All
that's fine. Or at least
So
you can even take it off the dead guys and just switch the channel. Yep.
There you go. And he'll want to basically. I'll give y'all updates. You know, I'll let you know what's going on. I'll keep you up to date via these.
Well,
let you know.
Oh well, you're not going in alone, are you?
Who said that?
The GM.
yeah. I was
The
gonna
voice
say
of
so.
God.
Well, I
Wait.
didn't. Well, y'all can come with me if you want. I was expecting that y'all would probably not want to do that.
Yeah, well, it's if the alternatives get nuked from orbit. So, what is it she said we have to do? Return.
You basically have to secure the. Basically, you have to confirm that the gorge is secure. What we'll say is we'll say that there's a So there's a making this up on the fly. There's a transmitter. She'll say there's they have a transmitting station in the gorge that they're failing to connect with. If you can get it connected and rebooted, then they'll abort the stray dog protocol.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, at that Hawk say, well, this is suddenly very different from you just going in there to rescue a woman who may or may not be alive down there. If they're gonna strike us, then I think we all have to go down, right, Lucifer?
You're going to be more successful with some help.
Well, then I thank y'all, both of y'all, very much. But we've got no time to waste here. 2 hours, 2 hours only.
What are we
let's get
waiting
moving.
for? Let's go.
So that's what immediately I guess we all just get going, get together the gear, and start repelling.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can rappel down the side uneventfully. You can bring those ascender things so you can go back up quickly as well, so you don't have to physically climb. So you'll over the side, and the three of you will disappear into the mist. Once you reach the bottom, there'll be a forested area. You can probably hear a brook. But you can make your way kind of in the general direction that you saw Draza go. You'll actually find a road. It's an old road. Hasn't been kept up in quite some time. But following it, you will eventually come to a facility in the distance, and I'm just going to drag you over here. So as you approach, you can see a couple of things. So one is you can see a wrecked tank off to one side. You recognize it as a Panzer. And this kind of archway, as you're kind of entering this facility, you can notice kind of a faded kind of symbol carved into the arch. and it dawns upon you that this isn't an Allied facility at all. The Gorge is a Nazi installation.
Oh, no way.
Oh, freaking Nazis. So where are we right now? This is Germany
So you're at
or
the bottom of the gorge. Where is this in the world? Yeah, not sure. The only thing that you would determine that it was in the northern hemisphere. So yeah, this could be somewhere in Germany. You're not sure. It's definitely remote. Norway. Who knows? They would have built. They could have built it anywhere during the war, but it's obviously abandoned as you get close. Just for fun, could everybody roll a skull die? Just for fun.
4?
All right.
Six.
Good.
So in the mist, something will skitter and slither along from one kind of area of cover to another as you're moving through this area. And so while nothing, so I am going to show you two. For the sake of time here, I'm going to show you two structures. Normally, I would just let you wander around and sandbox, but in this case, so we'll say just to amp up the pressure, we'll say it takes you let's say it takes you an hour to kind of hike and get your way around. So the clock is ticking, and we have two. So basically, I'm going to say there are two structures. So one is a fairly tall structure, and on top of it, so the reason why it stands out to you is that on top of it is a very modern satellite array or communications array. The other structure is more bunker-like, and the reason why it's caught your attention is that the hind has landed over by that structure. So obviously, it's of some importance to the people who are coming here. So, what would you like to do?
Should have brought the RPG with me.
who's good at tech stuff?
I'm okay at like radios and FPVs, but nothing this.
Well,
Okay,
as
you
see, we
fix
are
antennas then.
as see, we are trained with shortwave radios and stuff like that from behind the scene. But I don't, I'm medical side. I mean, I fix people. So as far as radios and tech stuff, I have limited knowledge of such things. I just know if we need to make sure we can get that array up and running. I think we can, between the three of us, we can figure that out.
Why we don't split? You take care of the array, and I'm going to take care of these people that came in the chopper.
You don't know how many people are in there, man. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, why not? I deal better with people than with technology.
Yeah, that's well,
We don't have
that's what you
time.
want to do. I mean,
1 hour.
There's a brief flash of strange luminosity. You've seen this before, Doc. Remember you were looking down the other night. So there's a brief kind of flash of strange light that comes from the bunker near the hind, but it's just a brief kind of flash of strobes of light.
oh, yeah. I saw that last night when I was looking down. I saw kind of a glow right where the fog was at. Well, you do what you
Kind
want
of
to do, sir. We got to get that array up because I personally don't want to be nuked. All right, so
There's a bit of a high-pitched keening and kind of a slithering, fluttering in the fog around building to building, as you'll actually notice a black shape dash from one building to another, apparently stimulated by the light. I'll even get you. I'll give you a brief, same thing that I did with Hawk. I'll give you a 3-second kind of glimpse at one of these things. They would be about the size of, probably about the size of a large dog. So here we go. Check it. 1, 2, 3, and so you just saw it dash from one building to the other. Obviously, the light causing it and based on the kind of the little hisses and stuff, you realize that there are many of these things throughout this ruin. What would you like to do now?
Doc says we got to make a beeline for that communications right
Yeah.
now. He says it quietly. Now we got to get going. If I were you,
I'm with you.
Lucifer, I would not go over there. It don't look good. I think that's a suicide mission, man. It's up to you.
Well, so then let's get this fixed quick.
Okay.
All right, then let's go. And I guess we'll start.
So yeah, you can make your way through the ruins. Give me let's go for some more skull dice.
How many? One.
Oh, one
3.
each. One each. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm good.
So it doesn't look
Good.
okay. All right. So as before, no real uh no problems. You don't counter anything as you move it, but you will again uh see brief glimpses of things dashing through the fog from one building to the other. uh Something like in the in the bushes will hiss as you go past, but you don't you're not challenged. You can arrive at the building, uh and and make your way inside. Um, we'll say that, yeah, so as you enter the building, let's give me one more skull die. No, I'm not trying to get the skull. I mean, I would like to see a skull, but just for the sake of building to the climax, I'm keeping a tally of how many skulls. And my tally is 0, and that makes me really sad.
I got
Okay,
two.
all right.
I got two. All right. So.
I know. I mean, since then, those were very specific.
Oh,
This is
okay.
just kind of a. This is just kind of a general. So you can make it inside, no problem. You can make your way up through the building. Again, it's a ruin. This doesn't look like it's been occupied since the 1940s. It's everything is kind of decayed. There's some water damage, but also there's a bit of a what should I? It has a lair like feel to it in the sense that it has a kind of a animal smell. There's probably like uh you know feces cover strange black feces covering different things. The place, it's kind of like it's just a bit of a mess. But as you make your way through, you will find a modern door near the top level, and when you open it, inside you can see a modern communication system. The screens are all saying offline, 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 offline. Data link offline. So what would you like to do?
Let me see if I can identify any way to turn it off and on again.
Okay. So you're in. I'm going to say you're in the top floor of this building. Uh, so let me know. So I just like each of you to describe. So if Hawk's going to jump on, there's basically like a laptop terminal or like a terminal. So if Hawk's going to jump on the terminal, what are Doc and Lucifer doing?
Well, then he's going to take a defensive position while he's
Yep.
working on the terminal. I mean, at least Doc would do that. Yeah.
Likewise.
Maybe keep a gun trained on the doorway and or any other entryway into the room, and also making sure to use his keen senses so he can make sure anything doesn't sound right.
So there are two. There are two kind of defensive positions that you can take. One is internal, which means you're focused on the internal doorways, and the other would be external. So that would be positioning yourself in a window, kind of doing Overwatch in terms of the approach of the building.
I'm sticking with
Overwatch for me.
He'll do
Okay.
Overwatch. I'll do internal. So okay,
Yep.
sounds good.
Okay. So Hawk, you can jump on board. You say you do have a skill description that covers this, or you don't?
I do not.
Okay. So I'm going to get you to make. So you basically have to make 3 rolls of 4 or higher. If you miss one, that's fine. It's just going to mean that you roll again. But we will be mindful of the skull. So could you give me the first roll, please?
All right. And what are the mechanics again for rolling additional dice? Is
Oh yeah, so you can basically use a bonus die, and it's like rolling with advantage. So if you roll with advantage, if you get a skull on one die, it doesn't count because you're going to basically take the better of the 2 rolls.
I and I get I have 3 of those advantages.
You can, yep. So you probably don't want to. You only want to use one. The
Yeah.
odds are pretty good. So you do have 3 rolls. You could use all 3 of them on each roll, which increases your odds. So go ahead, give me your first roll, and if you're rolling with advantage, roll 2 skull die, and we'll take the better of the 2. If you
Yeah.
get 2 skulls, that would be amazing. I mean, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. No, for the first roll, I'll just roll straight. I just want to make sure
Yeah.
I understood what resource I had. 3 on the first one. What am I looking for?
You're just going to roll. It doesn't matter. You got a success because if you roll the skull on the other one, the 3 is going to count. Yeah. So you're into the system. You're starting to run some diagnostics. You can see that Murdoch, he accessed the system through one of the satellites because their network, and he disabled it from up there. So you're going to have to bring it all online. So just as a boat, you're going to make your second skull roll. Lucifer, you're on Overwatch. You will see suddenly appearing, heading towards the building. You'll note a group of 2 operatives with assault rifles.
Oh no.
And I will. Should I grab a named NPC? Yeah, why not? Let's. I mean, we're coming up to the climax here, so let's grab a named NPC. So there's 2 operatives, and there's a woman with them. They're coming towards the building, and one of them will actually point up to the communications array.
Okay, I'm far from them, right?
You are. You're kind of in the top floor of the window, looking down as they're approaching. But the question is, I'm going to say this is your only opportunity to basically get a surprise. They may not see you, but as they're passing between buildings, they're in a good spot for you to take a shot. But if you don't take a shot right now, then they're going to disappear behind a couple of buildings, and you may or may not get another one. So it's
They
up to you.
they look like the ones that attacked us.
They
At
do.
least okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to shot the lady in the head.
Okay.
But
So
I have my gun. I don't have the sniper because it is too close.
Yeah, you could use you can use your sniper rifle. That's up to you.
Well, if I can, I will do it then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. So you can bring it up.
And then a skull die, and it is a 5.
That is correct. So you fire all of a sudden the shot goes off. So Doc, you obviously are aware of that. Hawk, you know the shot goes off. You're on the computer. Please give me your second roll, Hawk.
All right.
While he's doing that, if Lucifer has relayed the fact that did he just shoot out of nowhere and didn't alert everybody that
I didn't hear any communication.
well if he just opens up around, I think I think Doc would like, okay, well, there's somebody coming in. So I think Doc will want to go out into the hallway. He's got a couple grenades. He
Yeah.
maybe do
So,
some booby
so
traps
here's
or
what
something.
happens: the shot goes off. Hawk makes his roll, and what you hear being focused on internally is that the gunshot. You hear a slithering and a hissing coming from inside the building as the gunshot appears to have awakened some things.
Okay.
What would you like to do? So here's what we're going to do. For every bullet that's fired, we'll roll the skull die, and if the skull is rolled, the hive wakes up. So let's Lucifer, since you fired that first shot, let's give me that skull die.
Okay, yes. 4.
Oh, no skull. So there's a bit of a hissing and a slithering and that noise, but it doesn't it but you don't see anything, Doc. But
Doc,
on the next,
like I said, he was going to go out into the hallway
yep,
from that room, and he's
you're
going to
out into
he's going to try and set up a couple of booby traps for anybody coming up the stairs,
So
etc.
I'm going to say underneath, as you go out and you're setting up booby traps underneath a
Mhm.
desk, as you're kind of moving around looking for a spot, you can
Yeah.
see something just kind of reposition itself, and you can fully see one of these things kind of yawn and reposition it, kind of coil itself up, make itself a bit more comfortable underneath the desk.
Yeah. Doc will freeze, and he just slowly steps back.
Oh, give me a skull die.
I knew it. Oh God, no! All right, we're good.
Oh, and it settles in, and it just kind of goes back still.
Okay, he's still gonna try and set the what if you can set up a couple of these grenades on
Go
the
ahead.
doors, maybe on door handles, and then he's
Yep.
gonna get back
Anything
up
you
into the
do is
room.
just a skull die. You're going to automatically succeed. The skull just means you might disturb something. So go ahead. Give me one more skull.
All right, good. We're good. It's a 6. All right, cool. We're good.
All right. Cheers, setting it up. Meanwhile, back inside, Hawk, you're getting ready to do your third roll. These guys open up. They just do wildfire at first. They just kind of, you can hear the staccato of the machine gun fire in your direction, Lucifer. They're just spraying at the windows, kind of spray and pray as they go to cover. Could you? You know what? In this particular case, I'll say you're a pretty skilled person, so I'm going to say there's no real chance that they hit you. But it will, there's a bit of a suppression that happens. So she's lying on the ground. They'll abandon her and go for cover. All right, Hawk, give me your next roll.
All right. 4.
And you have re-established uplink.
Yes.
So so basically the systems are all coming back online. The autocannons above are coming back online. And you're not sure if it was something you did, whether it's a power surge or something, you don't know. But in the direction of that bunker and the hind, so the light show turns on and it doesn't turn off. So this kind of scintillating light is, I'm not going to say, it's not like it's blinding. It's just kind of like an aurora borealis, more above. It's more like it's above on the fog, so it is a bit of a light show above you, but it's centered above that building in the distance. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, we gotta get the hell out of here now.
Yeah, I think those things.
Quietly. There's shit out there.
I agree.
I will notify in the radio. How many people are outside right now?
You saw 2.
2. So 2 and the lady.
That's correct, but she's on the ground.
Yeah, of course. Be careful. 2 operatives are outside. So be careful when you go out.
If we know roughly where they're at, is there like a back way or side, like a flank side? we could get
You
out?
could. Yep. So just give me a skull die as you head back. Each of you give me a skull die as you head back through the building.
And I F it up.
Shit.
The skull. Yay.
No.
Shoot stock. No.
So you can all head out. And again, how I interpret the skull, that's really up to me. So I'm going to say you get down to the first floor when an explosion happens on the floor above, as one of these things decides to move and it sets off your booby trap, Baz. And then all of a sudden you'll hear kind of this hissing and shrieking echo throughout the building. And you can hear the sound of many things slithering and pulling themselves across the floor, across the ceilings. And what are you going to do?
Yeah, hauling ass. Not worried about being stealthy anymore. Just getting the hell out of.
Okay, as you
We
guys
gotta go. We gotta go.
as you come flying out of the building, you hear kind of the hive awakening behind you as the swarm's coming down. Give me so you're going to give me a couple of skull dies. Or actually, I'm going to get each of you to roll a skull die. And why? It's because as you're running, there's like a hole in the wall, and one of these things will squeeze itself out and kind of leap at you. But more importantly, as you leave the building, automatic weapons fire will kind of be fired in your way, as these guys, they were doing Overwatch on the building. So you would have get caught. Oh, is that a couple of skulls there?
That's
It's
mine. So second,
All right,
second
so
in a row.
Lucifer's
You're
got
gonna-
another skull.
you're going to lose and avoid peril, as one of these
Okay.
guys would have cut you down. So you have you kind of have a choice here. So the operatives are firing on you. The hive is behind you. You could, I guess, you could try and make a run towards the cliff, where you have your ropes, or you could make a run towards the building with the lights. That's completely up to you.
Building.
Okay,
No,
Lucifer's going. No, so Lucifer's going to the building with the lights. I mean, you don't really have a whole lot of time to chat here, Doc.
Doc's making a beeline for the cliff. He is
Yeah,
not going to go anywhere near where that hind's at, or where those creatures were flipping back and forth.
Hawk.
Yeah, I'm going rope, but if I hear anyone shoot at me, I'm going to just attempt to suppress fire back. So not at all hoping to hit them, just shoot enough in the general direction of anyone taking a shot at me that I cause them to stop and
All right.
go back down
So-
behind cover.
So Lucifer goes towards the building with the light. Hawk and Doc head in another direction. You can do some suppression fire. That's fine. These guys are not overly committed to hunting you down. They are more interested. They were basically trying to keep you busy. But what I'll say happens is, so Lucifer, give me a skull die. Everybody, just give me one more skull die roll.
Yeah, success.
I'm good.
Succeed.
So here's what happens. So Lucifer, you can run. There's a lot of gunfire going on from these guys, but you basically skirt. You're used to escape and evasion. You skirt through some rubble, in through some buildings, and kind of disappear. You're out of their field of fire. You're near the hind and the other building. Hawk and Doc, you kind of run the opposite direction. You will make it to some of the outbuildings, some rubble. The gunfire, even though clearly they're not shooting at you, the gunfire continues for 5-10 seconds before you hear screams coming behind you, and the gunfire dramatically ceases. So Lucifer, as you and things basically go silent, except remember I was talking about slithering and hissing sounds. Now you hear kind of munching and crunching sounds coming from the direction of the operatives. And as Doc, as you and Hawk make it into the tree line, someone will jump out, kind of pop up with a gun in her hand, but she immediately lowers the weapon as soon as he sees it's you. Oh
I'm
my
assuming
God,
this is Draza.
Doc, yeah, Doc.
Draza, you're okay. Holy shit, you're fine. Keep going. Move. Keep going.
Oh.
Head to the wall.
She goes, no, no, I can't. We have to stop them. What are they doing?
Stop who?
What are you
Whoever
talking
these
about?
people are, they're here for a reason, Doc.
There are a bunch of those creatures behind us right now, and they're outnumber us 20 to 1. I'm telling you, we will not survive if we stay down here. We just got the system back online up there. We gotta go now. We had 2 hours. If they don't get that system online, if command does not see that the system is back up online and keeping everything together, they will nuke this place. So
I understand, she says. You do what you need to do, but I need to see what this place is all about. I'm sorry. And she'll heft her, good luck, and she'll heft her gun and begin to head towards she's following the direction where Lucifer went. So you guys going to get to the cliff?
he thinks she's nuts. So pretty much at this point, she's just flat out nuts. No, there's being brave
right.
and then there's being stupid. So,
So
she's
as
on.
Lucifer heads towards the place, you and Hawk begin your ascent. Again, it's pretty quick. These, they kind of these electronic things. They haul you up the rope,
Yep.
but you hear that light is on. You hear kind of the sound of the hive is ever increasing as they're almost like they're singing to each other, and just as you kind of reach I'll drag you back up here before switching to Lucifer. Just as you reach kind of back on your side of the tower and stuff like that, the first contact mine goes off as you realize that basically they're coming up. All of a sudden, the auto, just like before, you've got the systems back in place. All of a sudden, the auto turrets all activate and are opening fire just as you and Hawk kind of pull yourself up over the edge. What are you going to do?
Get to the tower as quickly as possible. That's
Okay, so
yeah.
you're both going into defense mode.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to because I think they said that we need to get the system back online and then call them back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll probably be.
So
Oh.
well, yeah. So you assume you're going to hit the button, and
Yeah.
then you're
Yeah.
going on. Then you're going to defend the gorge.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it back up with the manned miniguns up there again.
So meanwhile, I'm going to say that Lucifer actually, being skilled and expertise, you actually make it to that bunker, and actually inside, we'll say the doors kind of, again, none of this stuff is well maintained, but the lights above, there is this distinctive hum or vibration that you feel in your bones. The helicopter appears to be abandoned. Uh, it's just sitting there, and you can slip inside. You don't know that Draza is coming behind you, but she'll get there at a dramatically appropriate moment. But you can hear voices, and as you kind of make your way inside, I'm going to drag you over here, and I'll show you a couple of things. So think of this as kind of like this big cement internal bunker. So you're going to notice a couple of things. You're going to notice two individuals standing there, along with we'll say there's one soldier left standing with them. In the distance, kind of near the back of the chamber, is a device, and it's from this device that the humming and lights are coming. So that's what it looks like there. And we'll say that the older guy is actually, we'll say he's actually close to the device. They'll be kind of be standing to the device as if they've just finished doing something to it. But to your perhaps horror or disbelief, you will actually see that the the residual light is actually coming from a portal, which has essentially opened um, in the middle of the room. So I'll show you if you can see that there on roll 20,
Oh, no way.
and I will get Draza out here. I should have made this a bit bigger. I got to move a few things around. And as you're watching, creatures are stepping through the portal
Ah, shit.
into the room, and you're here all by
No,
yourself.
no.
And I
Can't
will
hit.
drag them in to view. I'll just drag these guys up here. All right, can you see those? So creatures walk into view. To your horror, they appear to be more evolved versions of the things that you've seen skittering around the gorge, those creatures, but they have assumed a humanoid shape. Uh, In fact, they're wearing kind of old Nazi. They're kind of carrying and wearing old Nazi equipment from circa the 1940s. They're horrendous to see. As you see, their tentacles are writhing as they kind of stand. The three of them kind of stand before this old guy who stepped forward with his hand shaking. Um, and he will say, I'll say they probably would be speaking German, but I'll say they'll be speaking English just so you can understand what they're saying. But he will actually kind of cry out almost in reverence. He goes, "We welcome you, O spawn of Phzoul. We have fulfilled the promise of our forefathers. We have opened the door between our worlds. We offer our allegiance. With your power, the dream shall be restored, and the Reich shall stand for 1,000 years." And he kind of cries out, almost falling to his knees, but not quite, as these things just kind of regard him. And at any point, you can tell me if you want to do anything. The voice that comes from one of them is grating. As it speaks, you can feel it in your spine. And it replies, "We have eaten the dreams of your forefathers, and they are now ours. But they saw your planet as one upon which they could build a new order. We see it as something different, a dinner table laden with uneaten dreams." And one of these things will kind of lunge forward and grab the old guy. His tentacles, almost like I guess in D&D, like a mind flayer, will grab the old guy by the face. He will scream as it devours his brain. What would you like to do, Lucifer, as this is unfolding?
Jesus.
Okay. Lucifer looks at that and say, "No mames," and it takes a grenade, take the pin and drop it inside the room, and goes out running.
So I'm going to ask a question. So I'm going to say there's basically three targets. There's the group of so these guys obviously these two are horrified as they're witnessing this. This guy's coming up. They're brazing guns. There's obviously going to be an exchange of fire. So you have three targets. One is the grenade can be thrown at the device. The second is the grenade can be thrown through the portal, or the third is the grenade can be thrown at this group of at the group. What would you like to do?
Device.
The device. Okay.
Yep.
So here's what we're going to do. The reason why, and we're coming up on the top of the hour, this is kind of a dramatic. The reason why you might be asking yourself, well, if this base was here, why on earth why did the Allies just leave it? Why didn't they disable this device? the problem is that they realized the device had been activated by the Nazis, but it was only it wasn't fully attuned. So the portal would only open periodically, enough for spawn to get through, form a hive. The gorge became uninhabitable. But the reason why they didn't turn it off was because there was a chance that by collapsing the aperture, uh, they would create essentially a black hole that would basically cause the entire planet Earth to cease to exist. And you're now going to make that roll. You do not want to roll the skull.
I mean, I don't know that. I'm not science guy. I shoot at people and blow things.
You're going to roll the skull. If you're going to roll the skull, and if you roll the skull, the world ceases to exist as the aperture closes. So
what's physics? I don't know that. So I will roll, and it is a skull.
Oh my God! He rolled the skull. We're all dead. We're just we literally get sucked into a black hole, and that's it.
Yes.
So yeah, what are the odds of that? And I can't even take that back.
1 in 6.
So
That's awesome.
one second you're throwing a grenade and you exist, and the next minute, all of existence is gone.
Well, you just literally watch as everything light just kind of streams and stretches and goes into this gaping hole. Nothing escapes it, including you. You're just ripped to pieces, and
we won.
Don't exist. Nobody else exists. Oh my God. Oh, no, that's awesome. Now, that was a hell of
all
an
right. I guess all of a sudden that's it. It's over. You guys would have been putting up a valiant defense above, but yeah, it doesn't matter as this realm gets swallowed up by the other one.
Well,
all right. Yeah, that was not expected. That was a pretty dramatic conclusion. Final thoughts. What was the final thought going through your characters' heads before they just ceased to be?
Geez, I really hope Lucifer is doing all right down there.
I hope he doesn't do anything stupid.
I threw the grenade and was running, and that's it.
Yeah, the last thoughts that was on Doc's mind were of draws. Like, going, I hope she makes it. I really like to take her to dinner. I really would.
And maybe in one of the other, the other dimensions of the multiverse,
he might have gotten to do it.
But this timeline has come to an end. All right. Well, thank you so much for for playing this. I guess, that's sort of a victory. You stopped them from invading. So why don't we go around? You can each of you can kind of say anything that's coming up or what you might be doing. But I really, really appreciate you trying this. I have some thinking to do on the skull system. I like that you always fear the skull. I don't know whether I'll use it as a system or whether I'll just use it the way it's always been used, which is whenever I feel like it, I ask you to roll the skull and we'll see what happens. But it worked, and you know what? It was a pretty dramatic ending. But again, there was only, if I think about it, there's only 16% chance that skull came up, and it did. It's almost like it was destined to be. Funny enough, the first time I ran this, they didn't have this outcome, but there was a final battle, and none of them had any avoid peril left, and the three of them were attacked. There were 3 players, and I said, if you roll the skull, this is a final battle. If you roll the skull, you're dead. And it was skull, and only one of the other players survived the attack.
Nice.
So yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's go around. So thanks everyone. I'm Phzoul, and I guess we'll do it in reverse order. So Baz, you might as well say your goodbye.
Let's get everybody. My name is Baziel, or everybody else calls me Baz. My friends call me Baz. This has been a great experience with the skull dice system, and the storyline was really great with the Gorge. Loved how you changed things up there, Phzoul, with the storyline. I've been playing in a lot of different streams on the Illusion Horror Con, and I've been enjoying it immensely. And I think we got a couple more coming up here soon, and I think even myself, I may have I'm thinking I'm going to do some Gaslight, Call of Cthulhu by Gaslight, maybe a scenario from the GM's guide. So
Oh, very cool.
yeah.
All right, Julio.
Of course, Julian here, and of course I ended the world. Nice, just with one
Yes, you
die,
did.
as it should be.
Quite literally.
Out of curiosity, is this the first time a character has destroyed the world? One of your characters?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. With my
Awesome.
like 33 years playing RPGs, is the first time I end the world, which is amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. See you next games. I think we are sharing table also on Things from the Flood that's coming
That's correct.
soon,
Yes.
and
Yep.
looking forward to join another table once we get something arranged.
Awesome. And Ryan.
You're muted.
Yarnage.
You're
Yeah.
muted. Yeah, it was a black hole. Definitely took.
Yeah, definitely.
Sucked
Took
Going
Ryan's,
by.
No, he dropped out. So
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, everyone. And yeah, I think Tales from the Flood is next week, next Sunday. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see you back then. Awesome.
Thanks,
Great game, everyone. Thanks.
See you.